All right, kids, this is officially it. Week 17 of the 2016-2017 National Football League season. After this, we're done. It's nothing but playoffs, and really, there's not a whole lot of truly meaningful games on the line here. But, things have not been set in stone yet when it comes to playoffs. We still don't know the seeding. We know Dallas will have first round bye, home field throughout the playoffs. But everything else still kind of up in the air. So don't go out and say that all these games are totally, unimportant quite yet. They actually do have a pretty big role in shaping the matchups we have beginning next week. So let's run down the gauntlet here. No Thursday night games. We're done with that nonsense. Baltimore at Cincinnati. Both these teams are way out of the playoffs, so don't even bother there. Cincinnati's a 2.5 favorite. Over-under's 41.5. I'm going to say keep it under 41.5, and I'll give this to Cincinnati by 3. I think they can win, but don't monkey with the spread. Houston at Tennessee, pretty much a meaningless game. Houston was already locked up the AFC South, so they're going to be the 4th seed no matter what. And Tennessee, obviously Marcus Mariota getting hurt, that puts them out of and losing the Jaguars of all teams, puts them out of the postseason contention. So, yeah, Tennessee's listed as a 3-point favorite. Over-under is 40. I'm going to say keep it under 40. And I think Tennessee actually wins by 6 points. Get a little bit of a salt in the wound. So we'll see what happens there. Carolina and Tampa Bay. Now, believe it or not, Tampa Bay actually does have a microscopic chance of making it to the playoffs. But first, they got to beat Carolina. And after that, they have to wait for like 7 different things to happen. It's an absolutely amazing sort of chain of events that has to occur for, the stars to align to get Tampa Bay in the playoffs. So basically what I'm saying is Tampa Bay has no shot of making the playoffs. If it does, it will be the greatest mathematical miracle in history. But they do have a chance. It's like 1 out of 1 quadrillion. But still. Tampa Bay, they're a 5.5 point favorite. Over is 46.5. Carolina, nothing to play for anymore. I will go Tampa Bay by 6. I think I'm going to win it by a touchdown, and I'll keep the over under 46.5. So Tampa Bay, they do their part. They win. They end up being what are they? 9-7 on the year, or something like that, maybe 8-8, 500. So they do their part, but still, the chain of events doesn't happen. So get postseason out of your head if you're a Tampa Bay fan. Jacksonville at Indianapolis, really nothing going on here whatsoever. It's important. Indianapolis is a 4.5 point favorite. Over is 47. I'm actually going to go with the underdog. I'm going to take the points, 4.5 for Jacksonville. I think they win by a touchdown. And I'll go slightly under the 47 over-under. Now here's a very, very interesting little matchup we have here. New England at Miami. This is an important game because it's all about seeding. Yes, New England, they've won the division. Yes, New England, they do indeed get a first-round bye. However, if they lose this game and the Raiders win, that means the Raiders are the number 1 seed in the AFC, and they end up getting home field throughout the playoffs. So New England does have something to play for here. Miami has been on a huge hot streak. And look at the line we have here. New England, I'm seeing them as a 10-point favorite, 9.5 point favorite, 9 favorite. Folks, do you want to make some money to begin the new year? I'm doing it. I'm calling it. I think Miami can get the upset. I think they win it by a field goal because you're going to have Tom Brady and all the big A-listers out there playing. And I think the Dolphins will go out there and they're going to beat them. They can win this one. Over is 44.5. I'm going to keep it under that. Give it to the Dolphins by 3. Big upset of the week. And from there, we'll see what happens. Chicago at Minnesota. Remember when Minnesota started off 5-0? I thought they would be like a lock for the NFC North. And now they're going to finish the year sub 500 no matter what. Well, anyway, they're a 5-point favorite at home. Over is 41. Keep it under 41. But I will give Chicago the nod. I think they win it by 6 points. So there's that. Another upset. Buffalo, New York Jets, obviously Rex Ryan, he got his walking papers recently, so hopefully he's going to go out there and just enjoy a different kind of football, if you get my drift, if the rumors are accurate. Buffalo, 3.5 point favorites, over-under is 42. Okay, I'll go Buffalo to win this one by 5 points. And over under 42, definitely keep it under. I want to give the Jets kind of the upset there, but even like on the last day of the season, with the Bills completely just deflated, they're still not going to beat them. They're that bad. Dallas at Philadelphia. Dallas, what? Hold on, this is crazy. Philadelphia, they're a 4-point favorite. Wow, that's crazy. I guess they're kind of thinking, the Cowboys have nothing to play for. They're not going to play Dak Prescott or Ezekiel or really risk anything. But I think even with the B-leaguers in there, even with Tony Romo slinging the rocks, or whoever they have behind, who's behind Tony Romo? Mark Sanchez, I think. Wow. Even with those guys playing, I still think they can beat Philadelphia. They have it as a -4, over under 43. I'm going to say keep it under, and I'm going to give Dallas a point. I think they win by 4 points. So even with Philadelphia doing their best and Dallas sucking on purpose, Cowboys still want to win this one. Cleveland and Pittsburgh. Like I said, Pittsburgh really nothing to play for here. They've already got the number 3 seed in the AFC wrapped up. Cleveland, they got their first win of the season against the Chargers last weekend. So do I pull the upset here? No, I do not. 6.5 point favorite, Pittsburgh. 43.5 over under. I'm going to say keep it under, and I think Pittsburgh can win this by 7 points. Easy. Don't even bother. New Orleans and Atlanta. Now, I made the mistake. I've been sleeping on the Falcons all year round. I've been very, very hesitant to give them the nod in pretty much any of their matchups against divisional rivals, and joke's on me because they've won pretty much all of them. And Atlanta goes in this one to 6.5. It's in the Georgia Dome. I figure most of their starters are going to be resting, and Drew Brees, he's going to throw a bajillion yards. Still, over under 56, I'm going to say go above it. They're going to have a big shootout to conclude the year. And I think Atlanta, they still win by 7 points. So go with that. They improved to 11-5 on the year. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, that should be good enough to get them. No, wait, not. Are they 11-5 or are they 10-6? Well, anyway, regardless, they should end up getting the second seed in the playoffs because of this game. Giants at Washington. Probably the most interesting matchup I think we have of this particular week in the NFL. Because if Washington wins, they're pretty much in. They get the 6th seed in the playoffs. So unless Green Bay and Detroit tie, all Redskins got to do is win. And I think the Giants, we saw what happened against Philadelphia. I think they're starting to kind of slide down the stretch. The Giants already have the 5th seed locked up. They're not worrying about anything. I think the Redskins go in there. They're an 8-point favorite. I'm going to dial that down. I think they're going to win by that much, but I think they do win. I'll give them this matchup by 3 points. Over-under is 44. Go above that. Go with the Redskins to win by a field goal. Arizona at Los Angeles in a game which means absolutely nothing. Looks like we got Arizona as a 6-point favorite. Over under 40.5. Definitely go under. And I'm just going to go with the line. I'll go with Arizona by 6. Oakland and Denver. Now, of course, we all know what happened with Derek Carr, and I'm still not over that. It ruined my Christmas. And something very interesting happening here. If the Raiders win this one, number one, they win the AFC West. And they get home field advantage out the playoffs, which would be huge. But if they go in here and win this game and New England loses, bam, they get home field no matter what. So if it comes down to Oakland and New England, that means the Patriots got to play in the black hole. Huge, huge. But of course, so many question marks about Matt McGloin, what's going to happen with the team gel. And it looks like we got Denver, who's out of playoff contention. They're a 1.5-point favorite. Over is 40. I'm going to say keep it under 40, and I'm going to go with the Raiders to win by a touchdown. Broncos are deflated, and I think Matt McGloin can go in there and show us that he's not a bad backup. And from there, we'll see what happens. Kansas City at San Diego. Kansas City's a 5.5-point favorite. Over is 44.5. Really can't quibble with that one. I might even want to go double digits for this one. But I'll just keep it as a solid 7-point victory for Kansas City. That gets them the 5th seed in the AFC. I believe so, unless they lose and then the 6th seed. Okay, so yeah, just go Kansas City to win this one. I'm not going to monkey around with it. Seattle at San Francisco. San Francisco is a 9.5-point dog. Over-under is 43. Keep it under 43. I think Seattle wins by 7 points. Nothing to worry about there. And I think it's time. Final game of the regular season. The NFC North on the line. Green Bay at Detroit. Detroit has been the sort of surprising divisional leader all throughout the season, and now I think it comes to a screeching halt. Green Bay has been rolling. Right now they're a 3.5-point favorite. Over is 48.5. I'm going to say keep the point total under that, and I'm going to go with Green Bay to win by 6 points. So they win by 6 points, they win the division, and they sneak into the playoffs in the very last game of the very last week of the regular season. So there you go. Those are my Week 17 picks. Obviously, after this, we're going to have playoffs. And then it's time for my annual NFL playoff prediction video, which is always a huge sort of, view count topper. Usually it is my most viewed video of the year every year. So it's some annual tradition I look forward to every year. And you know what? Here's looking forward to the future. We're going to have one hell of a playoffs no matter what happens. And as always, I cannot wait to be there on the field with you.